Young Thug YSL RICO trial hit a very exciting stage today, so exciting that it would be announced. In a recent motion, YFN Lucci's lawyer says that the YSL Young Thug trial will certainly result in a mistrial and is a complete waste of time, as YFN Lucci's lawyer is none other than Drew Fingling, aka the $1 billion lawyer. It's been noted that Drew is the Saul Goodman of rap. He has represented King Von, DaBaby, A-Boogie, and even Cardi B, while also mentioning that he has never lost a rapper's case, which is very impressive if you know anything about King Von's old court cases. Drew mentioned the YSL RICO trial because of what Young Thug's lawyer just did. As it would be announced, Young Thug's lawyer is fed up and he calls the judge in the case biased against either him or the client.
I want to move the case, but when the court, it gives me no pleasure in saying this. I believe that this honorable court is biased against Mr. Williams and or his counsel, and I ask you to consider recusing yourself or don't do this again to me. This is inappropriate to me. I respect you, but what am I supposed to do? Sit there while you do this? I didn't do anything wrong. I did exactly what you teach me to do and the courts teach me to do. Right. But instead, no, I gotta finish this. Then I get told to this court says by Prosecutor Love that I'm not being candid with the court and I'm misrepresenting because Mr. Bean never went to the hospital at Grady on September 11, 2013, and Miss Love has a document on the desk to prove it.
As Young Thug's lawyer is yelling at the judge, putting his entire career on the line for his client Young Thug. Brian Steele also made Young Thug cry inside of the courtroom this week when he stated that he would put his entire life on the line for his client.
I mean, I'm not saying anything, but if true, that's a pretty serious accusation.
If true, I'll right now. How about that, Judge Glanville?
Your Honor, I object to this.
I don't care about her objection. I'm speaking with the court.
Your Honor, I object.
I'm speaking with the court.
Okay.
I'm speaking with the court.
Let him finish, and then you can state your.
My point is,
Brian Steele is very angry about Young Thug's current situation inside a jail. It would be announced, and I quote, 2 years ago today, Young Thug was arrested for RICO charges, and he has been in jail ever since. Free Young Thug. As the YSL RICO trial is a complete disaster and waste of time, as currently the prosecutors want to use serious evidence against Young Thug that relates to a tour bus incident with Lil Wayne. As a report shares, Lil Wayne might be called to testify in the Young Thug YSL RICO trial about his 2015 tour bus incident.
Themselves, and since there's no confrontation as to it.
It's not testimonial, Judge. There's not a confrontation issue when it's not testimonial. And I know that the court is aware that the rules of evidence are inclusive rules, and I wanted to be able to
I know what the purpose of the federal rules of evidence, or the state rules of evidence are, which we pattern. Right. So please don't be condescending to me, Ms. Love. No. I know, I rule upon the rules of evidence every single day. I get something right, something wrong, and that's the purpose. But I understand the object of the rules of evidence is to allow for most evidence to be admitted. However, it's got to be relevant and it's got to be for a particular purpose. Now, I'm telling you, if you get Mr. Carter in here, then you'll solve a number of your problems.
As the judge is telling the prosecutors that they need to go call Lil Wayne to come testify against Young Thug inside of the courtroom to confirm that the evidence is true. Obviously, this is not gonna happen. The prosecutors claim that Young Thug created a hit on Lil Wayne's tour bus in 2015. The prosecutors would even bring the bus driver onto the stand, trying to get a sympathy vote by the judge. As reported, a tour bus operator for rapper Lil Wayne started to get emotional while recalling the moment at the bus in 2015. The operator said he retired following the incident and is now suing Young Thug in the RICO case.
Tell the jurors what happened once you got on 285.
Once I got on 285, within minutes, that's when the car came along and started at the bus.
Are you able to discern where the shots are coming from? Does it come from the front of the bus, the back of the bus, or somewhere else?
They started at the back of the bus. They shot my engine, shot my radiator, and just started all down the side of the bus.
And at the time, did you have those passengers? Were those passengers that came out of the club, were they still on your bus as this bus is being picked up?
Yeah, they were back there screaming on the floor.
You said they were what?
Back there screaming on the floor.
Making the question of the hour, will Lil Wayne testify against Young Thug and confirm the evidence is real? Which obviously, Lil Wayne definitely won't be doing. Due to this, online lawyers have now predicted Young Thug's release date. So to understand when, we first need to see the prosecutors have a meltdown inside a court. It would be announced an ex-investigator with the Atlanta Police Department took the stand under cross-examination on Monday in the YSL RICO trial. During one moment, former investigator Lakia got into a brief exchange with defense attorney Max, who is a part of Young Thug's legal team.
And D'Angelo White's response was, we had, correct?
Yes, he did say that, and it was more to that as well.
We had guns and
Yes, he stated that.
Okay. We, being plural, correct? Correct?
Are you insulting my intelligence by asking if we means plural? I think you are, though.
Okay.
I think you are.
All right, well,
Sir, don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, sir, let's be respectful to our witness,
I'm
okay?
being very respectful, Judge, and I always will.
I doubt it.
Which shortly after had Young Thug and his main lawyer accidentally dropping the hardest photo of 2024, according to Twitter. Now, Young Thug's legal team has been consistently arguing with the Atlanta Police Department that they are trying to lie about evidence on Young Thug. Thug's main lawyer would even call out the entire Atlanta Police Department for lying about evidence, which goes and reads, "Your Honor, as my eyes roll, I'm about to show you why I don't believe the city of Atlanta at all."
I have
No recording of whom?
Detective Lewis at the hospital, Grady Hospital, September 11, 2013, meets with Walter Murphy. And Your Honor, as my eyes roll out of my head, I'm about to show you why I do not believe the City of Atlanta Police Department at all. This is served in discovery. I will mark it Mr. Williams C and D. And then you tell me if I'm supposed to believe the allegations from the state of Georgia.
Why this is such a huge deal is because this is literally a majority of the evidence that the prosecutors have against Young Thug. However, the evidence should not even be allowed to be used inside of the courtroom. As an example, the judge would go out and call out Young Thug's attorney for stating that the Atlanta Police Department lies about evidence, because he is literally putting his entire career on the line right here, making a very bold claim, but it is a true claim.
Well,
Not conceding that?
well, I'm going to tell you that I haven't heard anything that would indicate that's truth.
Yeah, well,
you have a good faith basis to ask that.
You haven't heard anything of who he spoke with. That's my point.
That's the point.
But you all can't. But you two, neither one of you can proffer that.
Judge.
It's not proper, Mr. Steele.
No. Listen.
It's not. It would be a violation before me for you to put that in front of this jury.
In the September 17, 2000.
You are saying to the court that you have a belief that there is another statement out there. There's not.
How can you say that?
Because it hasn't been brought up. If it gets brought up, then we'll correct it at that point in time. But right now, I'm going to direct you not to inquire that line. You don't have a basis to do so.
As the evidence that they are discussing is based around Adrian Bean, as the Atlanta police are trying to use evidence against Young Thug that Adrian told them in 2013. However, now in 2024, Adrian says he doesn't remember giving them the evidence. As the original report reads, unlike Trontavia Stevens, Adrian is not bound by a plea deal. He was a part of a 2013 crime where 4 people were involved, but 1 escaped and was never caught. They need Bean to snitch on Young Thug on the stand like he did with the police in 2013, but now he refuses. As Adrian did originally snitch on Young Thug in 2013, but since the police took over a decade to start the RICO takedown of Atlanta, Adrian has now forgot about the crime.
After you answer the question, which you have to do.
Because I don't remember nothing that happened in 2013. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
I understand. What I have to do is ask you some questions and determine what you do and don't remember. So, what is your response as to whether or not you recognize the images shown in Defendant's Exhibit number 8?
I don't remember.
All right. And I'm going to show you Defendant's Exhibit number 81. Do you recognize what's shown there?
No, ma'am.
All right. What about number 101 for Defendant Exhibits?
You see a car, but I don't remember.
Okay, that's fine. Is your answer the same for defendant's exhibit number 82, number 89, and defendant's exhibit 90?
Yes, ma'am.
As the Atlanta police are trying to show evidence to the jury that Adrian allegedly told them in 2013, which incriminates Young Thug. However, Adrian is saying, hold on, I don't remember saying that to you at all. Now, lots can happen within 11 years. The crime occurred in 2013. Some sources do claim that YSL members could have paid Adrian off to not snitch, but others believe that he actually did forget about the crime, as Adrian would explain why.
I really don't have any knowledge about 2013. Ma'am, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I don't really have any knowledge about 2013. Once I have went to prison and came home from prison and done my time, everything that happened in 2013 or whatever has been put behind me and set forth. So I've been, working and just doing my thing since I came home from prison. I don't have no knowledge of nothing that happened 10 years ago.
As the judge not allowing the evidence to go through has really been making the prosecutors extremely angry, as this is a majority of the evidence that they have, as the judge would even start screaming at the prosecutors for not doing their job correctly. It would read, the judge in Young Thug's trial was just arguing with the state because they were unprepared with evidence. As I might add, some lawyers claim they're unprepared with evidence because they literally have none.
That's too late. The evidence is excluded. The evidence is excluded. I'm going to exclude because I told you that this was going to happen. No. We're excluding that. This is the last. I am not going to tolerate this any further. If you don't get together with your colleagues and flag issues and resolve them promptly, and if I have to take them up, remember, I can exclude them. We'll work the weekends, or we'll do a combination of both. So this time, I'm going to exclude those two sections.
There's nothing.
I'm not going to have any more discussion about this, madam. I'm not.
Talk to them this morning
I don't.
about that.
Well, you know what?
And I attempted to try to talk to them earlier this week.
Well, then that's why we have to.
The court punishes the state because the defense.
I'm not punishing anybody.
Right before they even did this, the prosecutors also did something that they're not even allowed to do inside of a court setting, making many question, how did they even pass law school? It would be reported Young Thug and his defense team's reaction to the DA asking a witness, are you afraid of Jeffrey Williams?
You said you now know who Jeffrey Williams is. Are you afraid of Jeffrey Williams?
No, I know who he is.
Hold on, madam. Hold on. All right.
Which obviously you are not allowed to ask a witness on the stand this question at all. Even a viral comment would then share, what I want to understand is, are they trying to waste his time and make him spend years in there without having any evidence to weigh against him? Which is exactly what they are doing. The only evidence that has been truly shared against Young Thug comes from a police investigator who has been following YSL for 10 years. The only evidence he shared, however, is that he would expose Lil Wayne for having the same affiliation to the same street team as Young Thug.
And are you familiar with who this individual is?
I am.
And who is that?
It's Dwayne Carter.
Okay. And does he have another name that he goes by?
He does.
And what is that?
Lil Wayne.
And are you aware, through any of your non-training experience, if Mr. Carter, Dwayne Carter, self-identifies as a member of?
I believe that he does.
Okay. Tell the jury if you need to stand with the stick and point to what those identifiers are within Defense Exhibit 31.
There's a large MOB across his chest, often used particularly by West Coast, but is used across the country. He has 5 red 5-point stars across his chest.
Him revealing this obviously cancels out the thought of the prosecutors having any chance of getting Lil Wayne to testify against Young Thug, but he would also end up exposing YNW Melly. He would claim that the two rappers were involved in a Facebook post together, which could confirm that maybe they have street ties connected to each other's team.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, he's hanging with Doug, and he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with the 5 point star as well. Mr. Devins has the big B hand signs displayed.
Okay, and so with individuals again, I'm assuming that's also the young thug. That's also unknown.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and capture.